Hello, you guys. This is Chit Chat with Cha coming at you with a video. Actually, it's more of a journey. September 9th, I decided to go on my first weight loss journey of the year. Normally, every year I do a fast of some sort to try to do like a detox, a cleanse, for my health because I'm a person that I hate medicine. I don't like to go to the doctor. So at my big age of 38, I know the Lord uh, gives us, the blessing of being able to fast and to get, your mind right, your body right, and things that you don't know that's going wrong with your body. Fasting is a good way to help with those things, mental clarity, all those things. So September 9th, I was like, okay, I'm 38. February of, next year I'll be 39. And I'm like, I'm weighing in right now, not right now today, because this is me 2 weeks already into my journey. Because, like I said, it started September 9th. So I was like, on, the day before September 9th, I was like, I'm 38. I'm going to be 39 in February. Let's get this journey started, right? And I am a foodie, so like most people, it is hard to say I'm gonna go without the food that is right at the tip of my fingers. Everywhere you look, there's deliciousness. I love to cook, so you know I don't even have to leave my house to make something good. But with that said, sometimes fasting or diets, whatever you want to call it, may seem impossible. So for me this time it was tough because months before I tried, I start the day and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start this fast. I'm not gonna eat anything, and it get halfway through the day and I'm like, yeah, I can't take it. And of course, I do have underlying issues like I am anemic, and I do deal with fiber issues and stuff like that. So I deal with dizziness when it comes to my iron levels being too low. So I'll take that day and I'm like, okay, if I get a headache, if I feel dizzy, if anything goes wrong, diet's off. You know, and I'm like, I give up, and I gave up a lot this year. But thankfully, 2 weeks in, I have not given up. God is good. So, what I chose to do this time is, some people go into liquid diets thinking, oh, I have to be super strict. I have to go by the book. There is no book. There's no super strict. There's like, you don't have to do that. For a foodie like me, I did it a little different. So, what I chose to do is I would call it maybe like a dirty fast, right? So, my week one, what it looked like was no food, of course, drunk plenty of water, but I still had my treats, right? But my treats were liquid treats. So I still would have a soda here or there. I still would have a milkshake if I felt like ridiculously hungry, which is most of the time not even hunger pains. It's just what you feel is you're hungry. You ain't hungry, right? So I get a milkshake, chocolate milkshake was my weakness at Chick-fil-A, or like Andy's, I'll get a malt, So during that week, there was liquid, no food, but what I would call dirty fasting. So you're still getting a few pleasures just from liquid instead of food. So what happened with that going into week two is not eating and just having like those dirty liquids. I still had a lot of water though. I love water. What happened going into the second week is your taste buds start to change a little bit. So I was like, you know, naturally weaning myself off of dirty liquids. And I'm like, yeah, this milkshake, is a little too sweet, today for some odd reason. So I drink like maybe half of it and I go back into my water, right? And then in mid second week, I was completely weaned off of the milkshakes, the sodas. There's some teas I would try to get, like strawberry tea, flavored teas, and those began to be, too sweet to where I one day I went to Chick-fil-A and tried that what is it, cherry berry tea, and I was like, yeah, I can't imagine drinking it sweet, so give me an unsweet cherry berry. Cherry berry was nasty, nasty. So I didn't want the unsweet. It was it. I was like, if I can't get it sweet, I ain't gonna get it right. So towards the end of week two, I was like, okay, everything is too sweet. Got me ordering nasty unsweet tea, which I don't never get. I don't like no unsweet tea. I don't like no Diet Coke. I don't like that. If it ain't full, sugar, I want it. So I was finding myself drinking, mostly water, but I felt like I was craving something. So I started to go to this place here in my town called Hydrate, and they do fresh juices. Back in the past, I was on fresh juices, and I'll go more into detail about what I used to do to maintain, between fasting and eating, back when I had my life together. I'll do a video on that. So I go to Hydrate now towards the end of week two, and I'm getting fresh juices. So I'm getting my pineapple, my apple, getting ginger. One day I even had one with jalapeno and cayenne pepper in it. Just whatever I want. And cucumber. Cucumber is a biggie for me because it's very hydrating. And I do put that in a lot of my juices at Hydrate. And when you're doing that, like, so I was drinking mostly water during the day. The juice would be more like my meal for the day. And after that, um, at the end of week two, one juice a day was enough for me, and I was like, yeah, I'm good for the rest of the day. All I want is water, right? And so, um, going back to week one. So, my starting weight was 319, right? That's a lot, right? 319. Mm-mm-mm. So, my starting weight was 319. At the end of week one, I had lost, I'm pretty sure, about 10 pounds week one. End of week two, I had already gotten to 20 pounds. So in 2 weeks, 20 pounds. First week, dirty fasting, right? Dirty fasting. Milkshakes, just liquid only. Not soups or nothing like that. Nothing with like the sodium and all that in it. But strictly like drinks, pretty much dirty fasting with milkshakes, malts, sweet teas, sodas, and a lot of water in between. 10 pounds from 319. I had dropped, what is that? To like 309 or whatever. And so week two, I had gotten to 300 on the dot, pretty much close to the end of week two, 300 on the dot. As of today, as of today, which the date is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025, I am 291. 291. So, and this is me day two into week three. So, day two into week three. So, week one, dirty liquids, 10 pounds. Week two, cleaned up my liquids towards the middle to end of week two because my taste buds weaned me off of dirty liquids. I got to 20 pounds lost. So now, in 2 days into week three, let's see where I'm at. 319. Hey, I ain't quick with math now. I'm at 28 pounds lost at 2 weeks, 2 days. God is good all the time. And I promise you, it takes me saying, Lord, help me through this. Lord, I know I'm strong enough. Lord, I know with you all things are possible. And I'm just trusting and believing that on this journey, um, I get to my goal. My goal is to be in the 230s by my birthday, which is February. So, why did I say 3 weeks? So, 3 weeks will end on Monday. I will be making videos up until the end to show, of course, my full 3 week, diet and what I was able to lose during that time. So, what happens after 3 weeks? So, my husband's birthday is coming up on the 6th of October. So, I'm going to take about a week off to, you know, enjoy the birthday. So, I'm going to eat a little here and there with him. I will maybe make a few videos showing how I'm weaning myself off of my liquid to eating again, which is a process. You don't want to go that many days without food and rush right into, hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken and whatever, You don't want to do that because your stomach gonna be like, what the hell? No, nope, nope, no. So I want to ease myself back into eating, which would be on, I think, Tuesday. And I'll show, what meals I chose to break my fast with. Now, I am, as of today, on day 1 of 3 of a dry fast. Yeah, I wanted to level up for God. So, day 1 of 3 days of dry fasting. So far, so good. I do want a huge cup of water. Uh, like, I am thirsty. But I don't feel bad. I don't have any headache. I'm not dizzy, nothing like that. So, what is dry fasting? Dry fasting means no nothing. Yeah. The only water I get is from brushing my teeth and taking a shower. That's it. That's it. And I'm trusting and believing that ailments in my body will be healed during this time. My mind will be renewed during this time. And, you know, God just work through me while I trust and believe, you know? So, 3 days out of my 3 work journey is dedicated to dry fasting for God. And also, hoping that my body amps up its purification and gets rid of a lot of ailments. I do have a lot of joint issues that I've been dealing with, a lot of knee issues I've been dealing with. And just through the liquid alone, I feel a lot better. My skin's starting to get better. Um, of course, starting to slim up. I think I do have a few pictures I'll show of where I started, like weight where I started, and how that looks, and what my goal is. Which like I said, I'll do a video on what I used to do and how I used to keep my body together with being a foodie and having a food truck. That was crazy. And I look now and I'm like, I don't even deal with the temptations of a food truck anymore, but somehow it is now harder to fast than it was then when I had a food truck. I don't know. But I will make a video about that. So like I said, today is day 1 of 3 of dry fasting. I will take you through that dry fasting journey. As of right now at 4 p.m., I feel okay. I do have to work later for maybe 3.5 hours, I think, tonight, and then I'll have 2 days off because it is important when you are dry fasting to rest because obviously you're not getting any nutrition or any liquid so you can become dehydrated and you don't want to do anything that causes you to sweat or overexert. And you want your body to heal, from the inside without you adding anything to it. So today, like I said, I'll have a few hours of work. I just got to make it through that. I'll try not to do too much at work. That way I can survive. And then the next 2 days I am off work, so I'll probably, make videos and sit around the house, watch me some Netflix, and find me some movies on Prime or something. I don't know, but chill and stay away from water and hope for the best. So I'm going to give you a look. See, my camera is not perfect. You know, um, I'll get better. So this is me now at 291. 291. And I'm hoping that I get, some subscribers are who have the same battle as me. You're foodies, you don't know how to start. You're nervous to start. You feel like you won't succeed. Believe me, day one, I feel like I wouldn't succeed. Day two, I feel like I wouldn't succeed. Day three, my family's still eating, and the first couple of days are the hardest because you are tempted to eat. You feel like you want to eat, and you have to get in your mind that you're not hungry. These things, around you will be there when your fast is over, you know? Because I've had to deal with them coming out with, new foods. They just opened a new Dave's Hot Chicken in our area. Like week one of me being on my fast, and I'm like, now I've had Dave's Hot Chicken once, and it wasn't even that good, but so like I feel like the one we got gonna be good. So I want it. I wanted to try it. And my son had it. And I was like, okay, if I could just watch him eat it, I'll be good. Cause that's enough. And I got through it. And I'm like, you know what? When I break my fast and I wean myself back into food, it'll be there. It's not gonna shut down and I'm not gonna be able to try it. I'll be able to try it. It's just right now I'm more important. Right now, my body is more important. My health is more important. My livelihood is more important. Like, and how I show up for myself is important. And it's also important for you. So, if you want to join me on this journey, please do. Let me know in the comments what your dirty drinks might be if you were to start. If you do start, let me know how you're keeping up with it, like your mindset, the temptations around you. I would like to know about. Because we're all going to be dealing with a lot of temptations around us. There's times where you deal with different moods, like you're feeling anxious or annoyed, upset, and those things, used to trigger me to eat. Because I'm very triggered by a lot of things, and my go-to is food. You know, I'm not big on sweets, but savory, some with some gravy on it. That's going, make me feel better. But I gotta change that. You know, and you can't keep telling yourself that that's okay because it's not okay. But I'm here to go on this journey with you. Now, after my 3 week liquid and included 3 day dry fast, um, like I said, I will be eating for about a week for my husband's birthday. But after that week, I will be starting another 3 week journey. And I'm not sure if it's going to start out dirty liquid or if I'm strong enough to start out clean liquid with juicing and water. We'll have to wait and find out, right? So, if you can jump on this, I'm 2 days into my 3 weeks. If you can jump on with me, Or if you want to wait until I start my next 3 week and we can do it together, you can. But let me know, what your goals are. Like I said, my ultimate goal is to get to the 230s. 232 is what I prefer, by February 11th, which is my birthday. And I'll be 39. If you have goals that you want to get to, let me know, and we can do this together. Thank you for joining Chit Chat with Cha.